All right, let's try it. Maybe this will work. There was something that was making my Streamlabs go into, quote, efficiency mode, and I don't even know what that is. I've never seen that before in my life. It's annoying. That's what it is. PCs, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation Pro would never do this. do, 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 do. Let's see here. All right. Hey, welcome back. Is it better, worse, or about the same, everybody? Seem to fix the chat issue? No idea. I don't know. No stinking clue. 1 or 2. All right. Well, if that's fixed everything, good. We're so back. All right. Well, let's continue down this trip down memory lane real quick. So, what I love about this particular thing here is this was my first time ever streaming, and it was awful and fun and just the worst. And it was so scary and terrifying, but it was pretty fun overall. And the fact that people hopped in, and then on my third stream ever, we got freaking affiliate, man. Like, it was crazy. And it was like 3 people, right? In the chat, but they were pretty consistent. It was nuts. It was really nuts. What do you have to do typically to get affiliate? Oh gosh, it's like 3 concurrent viewers and 50 followers, I think. So it's not like a massive amount of things, but I know that you had to have 3 CCV average. Yeah. And I was like, who's watching me? Because I was just testing at that point. It was nuts, but it was fun. But after that, I started trying my hand at a little bit of like, a little bit of, what is it? Like reaction content, in theory content. So I want to show you the very first sort of theory sort of idea video that I ever had. And y'all, like, get ready for non-professional Noctis. Are you ready for this? You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. It's so funny. So you can see, this used to be my like title screen, right? This used to be it. And it was made straight off of Canva. And this is a video called Is Judeo-Christian History Influencing Final Fantasy 16? Okay. Anyway, like, watch this. This is crazy. First of all, watch how dated the backdrop looks like. What's up, everybody? This is ProfNoctis. I am doing my first video ever right now. And thanks for watching. Today, I'm going to be looking at Final Fantasy 16, the trailer that released just about a year ago with the release of the PlayStation 5, because we have a PlayStation showcase tomorrow, and we've got TGS in a few weeks, and maybe Final Fantasy 16 is going to show up, but I figured that it'd be a good time to maybe do a deep dive theory video for Final Fantasy 16 based on the trailer we've got. Look at that.
There's a lot of theory videos out there, but
see Cloud and Sephiroth in the background.
I spent a lot of time in the religious world, religion major in college.
That's right. I was expecting a microwave pizza review.
And 16, the two of those together. In fact, I teach a college course on that stuff. So anyway, using some of that religious expertise,
This is so.
I might do a theory video. So we're gonna watch portions of the Final Fantasy 16 trailer from way back.
I just didn't know what I was doing. It's so funny.
Figure out. So let's go ahead and take a look together.
Look at that transition right there. Look at that transition. Also, why am I boxed like that? Why am I like in a 3x4 screen?
Campfire imagery like 15.
Campfire imagery like 15.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant. How do we even...
I think that the sound was coming through twice through my headphones because I didn't know what I was doing. Much less than I even know what I'm doing now. This is just amazing, though.
Let's summon their icon.
Yeah, this part's huge. Right here.
Picked a bloody mountain.
Also, I'm pretty sure that I'm recording in like 480p. I filmed on an iPhone 4.
So this opening scene here is so interesting because it really builds in the lore of what Final Fantasy 16 is going to be.
There's no music in the background.
It comes from a lot of history and theological warfare.
So like this goes on for 20 minutes. I like ramble on. I mean, y'all are used to my rambles, but like.
Territory, we get this a lot. Really interesting. Okay, with the.
Did I go back? The trailer really did the heavy lifting, didn't it? Look how serious I was. Boy, those days are gone. I was trying. I was so professional. And not at all. On my iPhone 4.
Yeah, so I love this part particularly because this kid's name is apparently Joshua, and if you go to the Final Fantasy,
The angle's low.
you can read more about him.
Yeah, okay, you guys, like, what?
His name is Joshua.
So, y'all. I had, like, right behind me. Like, so this is pretty much the same setup, kind of back here, but I got a better camera and, like, more dynamic lighting, I guess. I mean, that was pretty dynamic lighting. But I started to use, like, 4K or at least 1080p. But like, how funny. I love that it's a microwave. But like the camera, like I didn't have a real camera. And so y'all, like, I wish that I still had it. Like there was like this arm thing, like this spiral arm thing that would hold the camera. And I put it literally in front of my screen, like right here. Okay. But the screen, like now I've got this teleprompter and all this stuff, but it was like right here and it was like aimed up at me because it was at like the top of the, new chair, all this guy. Like it is just, oh my gosh, so funny. So funny. But like I used to like, I would try to trick the chat, I guess, and myself, but like my entire screen, my monitor was blocked by the camera that I was looking at back in those days. And it wasn't even my camera. Like I found an old work camera in a closet at the building that I work at, right? And I grabbed it and I was just like, whatever, we use this during Zoom. And I had this weird arm and like, oh gosh, y'all are gonna love this. Okay. I didn't have a light. Okay, so this is what I used. Like, are you ready for this? This is like deep lore. Okay. I had a decorative film light. Okay, it's on a tripod here. And like, I would have this light blaring in my face like this. Okay, just like this. And it was like right over here. And there would be a camera that was like clipped on top of this light and it was in front of my monitor. Okay. So it looked like I was still looking at the game, but every time I would play a game, I'm just blinded by the light, like a song. Okay. Like that's what this was. And the light really was doing nothing, as you can see here, cause like I'm so dark.
Joshua,
So,
important character.
oh my gosh, it was so funny. It's a cool thing, and like now it splashes a hue light across.
Joshua is tasked with.
So yeah, I mean we go through here.
Kind of acting like a mercenary, almost like a an RNA Highwind type from Final Fantasy 15.
And I mean, I'm just going for it. I'm just freaking going for it here. So like, this was the way that it all kind of started for me.
Plays out is going to be super, super interesting, but he is dead set on.
Oh, and look at this. Look at this. This is great. The end of it.
The Phoenix piece there, I think that is pretty on the nose. Maybe.
This is how it all ended.
But those are some of my predictions. I wonder what your predictions are, especially as these are probably going to be debunked by the next trailer that's either released tomorrow in the showcase or in the next month at TGS. Regardless, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, make sure that you like and follow me on here.
Look at that font.
On the socials and all.
And I mean, if you want to see an example of how things have changed, look at this, and then look at these two things right here. It's just like, what is happening?
All that kind of stuff. But until next time, until we have another trailer, keep watching, keep playing. Walk tall, my friends. Take it easy.
That was my first walk tall, my friends. Oh, and then we've got... I didn't even know that happened. What was that aura? That weird, like... That was so scary. He was so PowerPoint looking. I mean, oh my God, you guys. So that was my first ever video that I ever created. And that was really fun. And I just was so like, I was experimenting with everything. Even now, 3 years later, that's gotten 192 views. Okay. 192 views. The very first lecture play I ever did, you guys. Are you ready for this? The very first lecture play. Let's watch a little bit of that, because that is where we really just began our whole thing. And I, again, did not think that I was starting out as like a lecture play sort of thing. In fact, it was just called a playthrough back then. I hadn't come up with the idea of a lecture play. Full burning whisper sounds. Yeah. But yeah, this was called the most aimless Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster playthrough. So like, this is me back in the day playing the Pixel Remaster. And look at that hot starting soon screen. And you can hear the noises in the background. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. But also oh no, not that.
Let's test the audio.
Not that. There we go.
Hey folks, what's up? Can you hear me? Fun. So we are playing the first Final
Oh, and look, and I got the snowball mic there, the blue snowball mic.
About, I don't know, a month ago, Square Enix released Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 on Steam and on mobile, like I said, like I already complained a little bit about. And they did these pixel remasters. So Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 were originally on the regular Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. That's 8-bit graphics. I played Final Fantasy 1 when it came out.
Speak into the mic, buddy. Speak into the mic.
5 years old. I played 10 minutes of it, and then I got stuck because I really couldn't read very well. And then I gave up forever. Fortunately, my dad and I just rented it.
Hey, folks, what's up?
Fast forward a couple years later, and I played Final Fantasy IV in America, Final Fantasy II.
Speak into the mic, Wade. What's wrong with you?
The game, and I ended up buying it, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Years later, I went back to play Final Fantasy I. And it was
also, everybody notice, I am wearing here my PlayStation headset mic, or my PlayStation headset for headphones, because I didn't even own a PC headphone set.
It had not really reported really well. And,
oh my God.
Eventually, I got it for, what was it? The Game Boy Advance, I think. And then I got
when I had the Edge look? What is the Edge look?
I think Origins compilation disc that had Final Fantasy 1 in it, maybe
a whole blueberry aesthetic.
I ended up playing
It does. Like, I had no lamps on me. I had no lights.
an updated version of Final Fantasy 1.
How does it feel listening to myself?
Some of the charm.
Here, I can turn it up more.
Pixel.
How about that? That better?
It is syllabus day all over again. But what I was saying, it lost the charm of the original Pixels.
Edge the wrestler,
Pixel
yeah.
Remaster. what a roller coaster of emotions. They show the trailer.
So, like, I'm introducing. Let's go a little bit forward
for
here.
Steam and mobile, and my heart just
Oh, where is it?
sank. I mean, you want to talk about like the highest of.
Oh no, crap! That's not what I wanted to do. So we started playing,
Love it. We have come.
and
I do carry the crystals. This is true.
this was also before
We
I
just
started
flash
like.
them out like a passport. Lucan,
I didn't even read the text. This
we
is.
cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by your prophecy. Chancellor, smart man. Smart man. Let's not just trust.
Also, I didn't have a controller. I was playing on a
Crystals.
keyboard.
Come
Oh
dismiss this as mere
God, this is nightmare fuel.
man, the king.
This is the nightmare
Task I would
fuel.
ask of you. Yes, I will rescue your daughter, Sarah. Suppose that she has been taken. Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess
I mean,
Sarah.
it just like
I
annoying.
ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine. Yes, Chaos, which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess.
Listen to all this
ourselves,
background
so
noise. Just
Garland is
like,
the swordsman in the kingdom.
am I just like throwing things
No,
underneath the
imagine.
camera?
I
God,
do wish
so
to journey to the
funny.
continent.
So I played for like 3 hours for my first like playthrough, lecture play. Also, I wasn't a talker back then. I was a singer. Chaos.
In a town over here.
So-
No.
I was a big singer.
Kill the wolves.
Also, Cecil, Fisher, Leia, and Vivi. I think I had the chat name people.
I think these are easy, guys.
I named the first one, and then somebody wanted to name it after my dog,
no,
Fisher.
they're not.
Incredible. So you get the idea. This was amazing. Kind of doing some of that stuff. Well, then, I had the bright idea that I was going to do, because remember, I was in religious studies and religious life. I wanted to try out doing what I called 3-minute Bible study, a 3-minute Bible study based on my Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster stuff. Are you ready for this? This is insane. 3-minute Bible study Pixel Remaster. You're gonna like lose your mind. It is only 3 minutes, so I'll play this. Okay, let's bounce back over here. Look at this. I was like, let me just do a Bible study based on Final Fantasy.
Prophecy, let's go. Excuse me. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now I hear that a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. Alright. I will have the bridge to the north rebuilt as I promised. I pray that
It's not a very good Bible study thus
restoring
far.
light to the 4 crystals and to the world. Thank you, sir.
And that's where that comes from.
My dudes.
Oh my gosh, Chad, I forgot. That's like where that reaction comes from. Have you ever seen when I get the follower and subscriber and I like that image shows up and I'm like, thank you, sir? Huh, that's funny. I've never changed that.
We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. Now that's really interesting because they're saying that they are contributing to the fulfillment of this future. Now that's a whole lesson right there.
Look at these people working together to build this
We're
bridge.
to do our part to fulfill the prophecy.
It's catchy music.
What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? The workers finally asked. The 4 warriors.
Hey,
are
thanks.
They're here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And now they're leaving.
Oh wait, hang on. I've still got us on beach beach stuff right now. What's up? Oh my gosh. Thank you for the gift subs. Oh my gosh. 5. Oh my gosh. Amy, thank you so much. That's incredible. That's incredible. Let me change some of these things. Oh my gosh, you're getting subs. I need to change it to my like normal alert. What am I doing over here? I'm such an amateur Noctis. Such an amateur Noctis up in here. There we go. Now it's back. Now it's back. Now when you sub, it'll go back to our normal stuff. My bad. Okay. What's up, Namred?
One thing that I do keep thinking about, because like one of the reasons that I do this and the reason why people like interact with me on here on Twitter is because of kind of the inspiration standpoint of it. And I keep thinking about that bridge scene where they were like, we're going to do our part to fulfill the prophecy. And that just like hits and resonates. Like,
thank you, Amy. I really appreciate you.
Hope,
thank you.
About goodness and all this stuff.
Thank you, Esper.
Yeah, it's going to come true, but we're
Thanks,
going to
friend.
do our part to do that. We're going to do our part to make it a reality. And I just think that is such a cool...
Oh my gosh.
I hear all...
Hang on, I got to read this comment. What's up, Napple Juice? Hey, Prof, I took one of your UH100 classes a while ago and remembered your channel a while back. If I'm honest, I haven't really tuned in because I don't have a history of Final Fantasy, but taking a look at your channel did finally get me around to playing Final Fantasy VII. Good! Even stuck around, got all the achievements. Good job, that's no easy task. Sometime soon I'll probably start Remake and I'll take a look at your lectures. Thank you so much!
Thank you, sir.
There's now you know where that comes from, you guys. That's crazy, thank you. Hope you're doing well. UH100 alum, love that.
All the time, you know, I've read the end of the book, the Bible, and, you know, hey, we win. And that's great and all, and that's certainly a big hope, but that scene with the bridge just really is embodied, or it really portrays and represents so much more.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, tons of subs. Oh my gosh, you guys. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are killing me. Who is doing this? This is crazy. Twitch just gifted 1 tier 1 subscription. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is nuts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Are you kidding me? Y'all are popping off. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
God is at work.
This is so funny.
But it's time for you to do your part as well. You bring the...
It's a lot of thank you, sirs.
You bring hope and goodness and all that kind of stuff.
Bonus subs for September. That's what it is. I was like, what is that? But it's the bonus sub thing. So if you like buy 5, you get 1 free or something.
On God, and we work like it depends on us, and I that just really hit me.
So that was my first quote lecture play, and I was like, let me do these 3-minute lectures, these 3-minute lecture sort of things. So I started doing more of that. Like just like quick 3-minute things, right? And I was just testing out everything. So like here's the thing. If you are like a content creator, right? If you are a content creator and you're like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I am trying this, that, and the other. The thing that I can say to you is like, in my earliest days, I just tried everything. Watch this, watch this. I made a 7-minute video compiling how I just tried to speak in this awful dwarf language. Are you ready for this? Like I shudder when I think of some of these things. Again, Final Fantasy 1.
We have found the dwarves. It's almost as though...
Also, I'm wearing that Schmedium shirt.
Lally ho! With a jump spin. Did y'all see that? Lally ho! Woo! That's a nice touch. We didn't get that on the 8-bit NES, I don't think. Oh no. How ye gabbed Will Smith in the smithy.
Thank you for the bits.
Gosh, my voice acting is not really up to snuff for these guys. With a crystal eye, even the blind can see. I hear that the Dark Elf Astos nicked the one belonging to Matoya. Well, honey, we are like, we a good while past that. We already did that. He would have. Am I robbing this man blind in front of us? In front of him? That soon? Hey, that's Narek. Oh, maybe it is more of like an Irish-Scottish accent they're going for. That soon? Aye, that's Narek. He's smashing rocks in the back of the cave. Is that an accent? Is that a... Okay. Mind that when it comes to defense, a good omelet can be every bit as vital as body armor. You should try one out sometime. Yeah, they spelled two like te. But is it spelled two? I mean, is it still pronounced two? Te.
Teh. I'm so bad at voice acting. So again, like in that video right there, I mean, that was bad, right? But it got 20 views, and we're real glad for the 20 views that it received. And I was just like, you know what? Like, I just love it. I love it. Because we're just out here trying literally everything. Oot. Sounds like Canadian to me. Okay, so here is a better version of a 3-minute Bible study. This is where I started to feel like, okay, I'm actually doing things, and I discovered timestamps. Are you ready for this? I discovered timestamps down here. So we've got the intro, and we talk about Genesis 1 and 2 for a little bit, then Genesis 1, 3, and then I have an outro. So it's not even good timestamps, but they are timestamps. So let's try this here. Oh no. What happened to my screen? There it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. See, even my aspect ratio was messed up back in the old days. Okay, so here's a good one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is ProfNoctis.
Did you see that transition? This was me using I think it was Apple iMovie. Watch this. Look at this transition in this music from stock iMovie.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is ProfNoctis with another 3-minute Bible study straight off of our stream from Final Fantasy I, the Pixel Remaster. Today we visited a town called Melmond, and there we discovered that the entire place was ravaged. That the grass had been burned out, the trees had stopped growing, flowers stopped blooming, and the buildings themselves were dilapidated,
It's
not
a
taken
great
care of anymore. We came to find out, amidst all the tombstones and the rubble, that this was the doing of an area vampire who had been leeching off of the planet, taking its resources for himself and hoarding them. As I was playing this, it reminded me of God's mandate in the Bible in Genesis chapter 1 and 2 to humanity. After God created humanity, they were made in God's image. And then God said to them, go, be fruitful.
I found, like, this is duty-free or copyright-free music.
Co-create, just as I created you. Continue that work of creation. So, humanity was meant to take care of the earth, to subdue it, to rule over it, but also to help it to prosper, to work the fields, to make sure that this is a fruitful place to live. Of course, in Genesis chapter 3 and following, humanity
It was not made in God's image.
for itself, which is ultimately kind of what we all do, right? I know that there's been times in my own life when I
Oh, look at
take
this.
enough, when I could be sharing with others.
Sound mixing has left the chat
Use
for real.
The planet and its resources for our own gain, and we neglect the needs of others throughout the world.
Look at that vampire.
This makes us kind of like that vampire that's siphoning off of the resources of this town, Melmond. God calls us not to be vampires of resources, of energy, but instead to, as Romans chapter 8 says, become the children of God, the sons and daughters of God. The Apostle Paul in that chapter says that all of creation longs and groans with eager anticipation that the sons of God.
I didn't know how to loop the audio. Did you hear that? It just went backwards.
with eager anticipation.
And then back up.
The sons of God, the daughters of God will be revealed. Why? Because they'll take care of the earth. They'll take care of the planet. See, there's more than enough.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
Maybe that's the message today from Final Fantasy I Pixel Remaster. Don't be a vampire. Be a warrior of light, a son or a daughter of God. If you like this video, make sure you hit follow or subscribe, like, whatever the social media that you're on right now lets you do. And remember to catch us on our streams on twitch.tv/ProfNoctis. All right, hang in there and we'll see you around.
Hang in there and we'll see you around. What a catchphrase. That's memorable, isn't it? Oh my gosh, you guys. I had forgotten I had done that. Literally, chat, I was trying everything. I was like, what can I do? And I was just learning all of my... I was just learning all of these skills, trying to figure out, what do I do here? Like, what is this? So I tried some other games as well. Here was... Okay, this is great because it is... this is me playing Deathloop. Okay, this is me playing Deathloop. And the title of it is Why Deathloop is a 10 out of 10 in less than 2 minutes. Let's watch this. This is nonsense.
Oh, I'm going to kick him off. Can I kick him off?
First time I've ever had a chat. And I've got Spyrus and Fitz and the Uber Dan. Funny story, Spyrus and Fitz and Uber Dan were all former students of mine. And I actually performed Spyrus and Fitz's weddings. Separate weddings. But I performed them. So that's crazy.
Can I kick him off?
That felt too easy. I've done this before, haven't I?
They definitely didn't want me to kick him off, but I definitely could. That was awesome. Okay, 10 out of 10. Great game. Let me kick a guy off.
And that was basically it. Like this would have been a good short. The consistency of the camera angle. I didn't know what to do. And I also didn't know how to use the camera. Oh my gosh. Like, I did not know what I was doing. And so anytime we have a good stream, I'm like, oh boy, what a victory. What a victory that one is. So then I did get a little bit better, everybody. I did one called Why Final Fantasy Matters to Me in Under a Minute. I think this was the end of Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. Let's try that one. I think this will be fun. Yeah, let's give this one a shot.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm so drawn, you know. Yeah, I think
Oh, look.
that's why I'm so
Look at the camera. There's zero light. I don't know why.
drawn to them. You know, I like a story that's going to make you feel good. I like a story that's going to make you feel like there's something bigger than yourself, that there's a purpose, and that you have agency.
Also,
to do
look,
in the
it's
world or bad.
Oftis.
I think for me, that's one of my favorite things about games.
I had a gigantic goal down in the bottom. I mean, just size-wise, it was magnificently big.
Into 15 for my dissertation, right? Because that game spoke to me on so many levels.
God, back in those days, I had
So,
like
kind of
schmedium
use that
after
to talk
schmedium.
about Our agency in the world. I think that's really
Otis.
That's why I love this series. Each one of the games does it.
And there was that. That's super fun and compelling. That's incredible. Let's see. So I got a little better with the Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster. However, people did not care for that as much because 29 people watched this one. So I do think it's important to be consistent with our honesty.
This place is also crawling with hornets.
Can we get to 75?
My neighbor keeps bees, and one morning I was out there, out on my back porch, drinking some coffee and doing a little bit of reading, and a swarm of bees showed up in front of me. It was crazy.
I say.
It felt like a sign of the apocalypse, like locusts or something. But every now and then I'll see a bee and I'll want to swat it and kill it, but then I'm like, oh no, it's like my neighbor's pets.
He does keep bees still.
Okay, this is a fun abandoned house.
My lighting did get a little better here. I mean, not much, but.
The more.
Hey, thank you,
the more
Stoic.
pertinent
Thank
question
you.
is, does Fisher ever kill the bees? And the answer to that is yes. He eats them pretty frequently. He'll like snatch them right out of them.
So what's funny is everybody in the chat here were people that I knew in real life. Okay, I just found out that I was streaming. So like most of the people in our chat now, looking above us, like I've not met the majority of you in here. Like it's so funny to see this. It's so funny. So I played through all of the different pixel remasters, you guys. Let's see, what was another really interesting thing? Oh, okay. So this is interesting. I made a study guide video for one of my classes, and this was for Final Fantasy 16. I may have actually shown this one on stream. Okay. And I found that like this was good because then like it gave my students an opportunity to like study something. So today, Stoic, this is my 3-year STREAMAVERSARY. And so we're just kind of looking at some old videos and talking about the journey we've been on. So let's check this one out. This is where I really tried to develop my my video editing. Now there's no voice. I should redo it with voice, but oh, it's loud too. And so here I went through all of these different Bible verses that corresponded with some scenes in the game. But what I really tried to do was try to get the music to sync up with the stuff. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, definitely best scene, one of the best scenes in the game, and the opening of the game, right? And so I'm going through all of this theology that goes into the class that I teach, which is interesting. One of them. So we talk about the attributes of the divine here. Provision is Ramu. And then Shiva. I should go back and remake some older vids, right? When did this video come out? This was like 2 years ago, I think. Right? It's a fun one, right? It was one of the first ones that you watched, Smith? That's nice. That's awesome. Pixel series remaster. I need to remaster the remaster series. I should. I think that the role of this particular video, though, for me, was understanding video editing and audio syncing and trying to get your point across. Because I wasn't hyper confident in like the vocals and stuff at this point, but I knew that I needed like very specific information to give to my students. No, I get what you're saying, Jedi. I'd love to redo this one. I need to redo this one. But it was also done on iMovie, so I'd just start from scratch. But it'd be easy to redo this. Now. I just know a lot more now than I did. Also, look at that. Look, this was so good. Like, really pairing that messianic theology idea here with Noctis. Like, I really wanted to make it clear. Like, he's a culmination of kingship. And so I really think it's really cool. I still like this video. This is not one that I feel like is super cringe. The dwarf one was pretty cringe. Though I had some good, funny moments in that one. Yeah. What's up, Wiley? How you doing, bro? This was such an interesting video to make. I loved this part. Yeah. Honestly, it was the scene of this, comparing it with the curtain in the temple, that gave me the idea of creating this video. Yeah, this is all Hellfire. So I very rarely use I very rarely transition songs quite like that in my videos, but like this was, I just wanted to do one song to correspond with this. Yeah. So good. Yeah. Even today, this is still one of my favorites. There's like a billion tiny things I would do differently with this one, but I still love it. I use Premiere Pro now. And I wanted this part to be the Shiva scene, just because I feel like that goes really well, this like light piano. When I make a video, you guys, I don't know if I've ever really talked about this. I have a script in my head, but as I'm like working out or on runs and stuff, I'm gonna listen to these songs over and over and over and over again. And I'm matching every part of my script and the cadence of my voice with every movement in the song. That's what I try to do now. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Like that was the first video that I was like, okay, this is helpful. Like for me as a creator, it's helpful for like, you know, just for what I'm trying to do here. So then I tried to play through Final Fantasy 15 a little bit. And that was, I'm not going to show you a ton of this, but this is where I started to be a little bit better about chat management. And we would have more people in the chat. Now, I want to call your attention over here. I hand drew me and my dog Fisher and Daisy in the regalia. And these guys were kind of part of my frame back in the day. Iris, lay off. He's taken. Were any of you around during these days of having the dogs and me? That's where the emotes come from. I drew Daisy and Fisher, and that's why we have Daisy and Fisher emotes. And me dressed like Noctis. Girl in the world. Her and Lois Lane. So, I gave students stickers with Fisher and Daisy's heads, like little icons. And so every now and then I'll see like water bottles and stuff with Fisher and Daisy on them. Alright, time to die, Bandersnatch. Yeah. Oh man, it was so funny. It was so funny back in those days. So like I still was just getting my my bearings. I played a little bit of Metroid Prime or Metroid Dread. I played some Metroid Dread. I tried my hand at a guide one time, beat the final boss of Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster easy in 3 minutes, and I just kind of went through it and showed how I did it. Here I did some reaction content, but nobody like this is why I say to this day nobody watches me for gameplay and nobody watches me for reactions because like I'm heartless and emotionally unavailable, so reactions aren't really my content, and I'm bad at gameplay, so nobody watches that. But I tried it back in the day, and like what is this? Like I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. Yeah, 161 views on Beat the Final Boss of Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster. Look at this. Full playthrough, 18 views, you guys. Do you see this? 18 views here. I mean, I was having a time. This one got 7 views. 7 views. 7 views. And then 12. People just really didn't like me and didn't like Final Fantasy II, turns out. 3 views. 3 views. 4 hours, 3 views. I want you to see this, y'all. Okay. How Final Fantasy IV helped me forgive my dad. That's 80 views. Like I remember doing all of these, and every time I learned something new. Now, this was when I actually did it for a class. Like all of the other stuff was really about learning the skills, and this was when I did the actual class. And I'll show you a little bit of this. Everybody, welcome to our Final Fantasy 15 new angle
I am
on the camera.
So excited to be playing this game with you tonight.
I'm a little bit more
I've
casual
been
now.
Excited for several weeks now. Honestly, I've been excited since September when I first started this Twitch stream because I knew that this was the game.
Yeah,
that I
Kuya, and
wanted
that's sane.
to play with you guys. Mainly because this is a game that I love. It's a game that I cherish. In fact, it's almost like the stars aligned this week because all over Twitter there's been crazy just kind of back and forth discussion about what Final Fantasy 15 is. Was it a complete game when it first started on day one? Is it a complete game now?
It's so funny. Like I just like seriously, here's what I want to say to you guys. Like if you are an aspiring content creator, like please take note from this. Like I failed for 3 years. But like the only reason I kept doing it is because it was connected to my job. Like but like I mean if people hopped in, we had a good time. It was fun. It was just like
name is Noctis.
it's so funny. And like we had the same people in chat over here, Uberdan and Spyrus.
I pre-ordered it. I was
Love those guys. I saw Spyrus not too long ago in another wedding.
When it came out. When I first started playing the game,
Oh no,
a
success?
I played a little bit.
Not made overnight, for real.
Not too long in, just a few.
So like here, I'm actually doing like a.
Whoa, hello, welcome. Thank you for the sub, Scenery.
Look at the Pikachu. Are you kidding me? I don't even play Pokemon. But like I think I was just looking for anything that was like. It's so funny. Gosh, that's insane. So one of the first big pieces of content that I did, you guys, was I did, and this wasn't like hyper successful, but I did a stream with my best friend Ben, who has a PhD in music, and I put on a suit and we watched the opera scene. We watched the opera scene in Final Fantasy VI. You see my computer over here, right next to me. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we got the Animal Crossing Easter.
Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, as you can
Look at that,
see.
gelled up my hair for this
Set up
night
and
too.
ready for the opera. I hope you're wearing your best. Maybe it's pajamas. But tonight's a special night, so I had to put on my opera clothes. I had to slick my hair back a little bit, and we are going for it tonight. Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster has been a journey so far, but I've been
I need
saving
to brush my
this
hair. God, I
night,
looked good that
for
night.
us because
I'm looking
this
rough
is the
tonight.
coolest thing that I've ever seen in a video game. Final Fantasy VI has got an iconic opera scene. So in the 16-bit game, there are so many cool things, and one of the cool things is that
Ben, my co-host here, is talking to his children in the background.
orchestrated opera. And so tonight we're going to get into that. I am also going to be joined by a good friend of mine, a guy who is very skilled in music. His name is Ben, and we've been best friends since 8th grade. And he
Go to bed.
he's done so much as far as music education.
He's talking to his
and,
kids.
Is quite accomplished in choral and in just music stuff in general. In fact, one time we made a kids musical together. So anyway,
Go to
well,
bed.
I'm going to introduce him right now. Let's see if I can get our videos working together.
This was such a high-tech production here. I was like, I don't know.
Here's me.
He was talking to me.
Now let me pull him up. There he is. There's Ben. Hey, Ben.
Hi.
Everybody, I need you to notice the frame that I
Oh,
created.
Senorita, thank you.
Do you see this? Like, we've got the opera down here. I created this nonsense. So we get to the actual opera, right?
Oh, look at this.
And then we're getting a like real close up of Ben's face, his beard. What a great beard Ben
That's
has.
some pretty good special effects for live.
Thank you, lady. That was a good night for me. I looked a lot more put together than I do the day after the Georgia game.
Tremendous set.
It really is.
He's now talking to his dog. We were such consummate professionals back in the day. Oh my gosh. But like we would go through and just like this was the closest thing to reaction content that I had. Like we went through and we even watched the actual opera from the Distant Worlds concert as well, which was really cool, right? So that was pretty fun. That was like my first like let's try to collaborate and do some interesting things with somebody. I will show a little bit of Easter. During COVID, I had an Easter service on Animal Crossing. If you haven't seen this, this is a great one. So somebody else screen capped this. I just let it. So like this guy right here, a guy named Sam. So I created this church in Animal Crossing. It is so funny. It's 12 minutes, 11 and a half minutes. Some of the best you'll ever had. Y'all, Jesus showed up and I lost my mind. It was so funny. And everybody's wearing their like Sunday best here. Oh my, he is risen. I was dead. I like not Jesus either. He was not dead. I was dead. So we all brought our instruments to the island. And so church began to really get packed out here. Formal. And so like we get to the like actual service and we all start playing music. We wanted to have an Easter service. Oh yeah, I'm doing the watering can, don't you worry. Everybody's changing clothes, such wardrobe. Except Jesus. Jesus stayed. I love that Jesus is praising himself. This was one of the most chaotic things. Jesus on the guitar, Jesus loves rock and roll. So then I preach. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all these things. Oh god, it was so funny. Back in the day, you guys. So at the end, I lit this candle up here as a tiki torch. And then at the end, I did this thing, and this was amazing. Remember who you are, I said. Dearly loved children of God. So remember, your baptism. And then I watered them. Y'all, the fact that it was just a really creative, silly thing to do. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so funny. So that was all pretty good. That was all pretty good. So, let me tell you when things started to kind of change, and this is kind of what brings us to here. In June of 2023, a month before Final Fantasy 16, or excuse me, 2 weeks before Final Fantasy 16 came out, there was a like special ticket disbursement of people who a special ticket disbursement for guests who wanted to go to the Final Fantasy 16 launch party in LA. And so a buddy of mine and I got on our laptops, and we were like spamming, refreshing, because we really wanted to go. So lo and behold, we got in. And because I had been in a few shows talking about my like stuff as like a professor and faculty member at Bama teaching Final Fantasy, I knew some of the content creators that were over there. Schrodinger's, Baby Seal, particularly Clark. And so I hopped into his stream, and he was like, "Is anybody going?" And I was like, "I'm going." He was like, "Oh, dude." So then he like DM'd me and said, "Hey, there's like a get together and stuff. Love for you to join us." I was like, "I am terrified of this because I've never met any of you in my life, and I don't know if I like trust internet people, but sure, I'll go to this random location in LA to meet all of you." And I did with a buddy of mine, and we met all these content creators, and they welcomed us. And it was there that I met people like Ryan and Night Sky Prince and Blitz and Legions, and it's there that I met Unileska, and I sat and talked with all these folks, right? And it was like an incredible thing. And so while I was there, a Final Fan TV, Daniel and them, and a bunch of others, I'm missing people, but every one of them said, "Dude, all you do is stream on Twitch, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And each one, especially David Vinson, I got to give him the biggest props here. He said, "If you're just doing Twitch, you're leaving a lot on the table because people go back and watch your old content if you're on YouTube. So you really need to like really get into the YouTube grind a little bit more." And I was like, "Okay, well, I've got 30 subscribers on YouTube versus," and I think I had like 300 on Twitch at this point. And he was like, "Well, give it a shot." So I was like, "Okay, well, I'll do that." So I get home from the event, and I immediately begin working on this video based on a Twitter thread and a lecture that I do in class called "What is Final Fantasy?" And this has been one of my highest viewed videos. This is the video that made my channel. Okay, this video went from 30 subscribers to like 2,000 subscribers in like a week. And it was like, what in the world is happening here? And then it like stalled out, but people kept watching this thing. I want to show you just a little bit because this was my first YouTube video that was like specifically a YouTube video. Everything else was just like a leftover stream sort of thing. So here I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm going to show just parts of it.
This is Final Fantasy. 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 This is Final Fantasy.
Did you?
Wait, what? Yep, all of these are Final Fantasy, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Final Fantasy has been around since 1987 when the first game was released for the regular Nintendo system. It was basically a Dungeons & Dragons campaign where you played as 4 warriors of light who were trying to save the world. Now, this isn't too different from other games at the time like Dragon Warrior and Ultima, but as sequels released, the core elements of the franchise began to form. Since then,
The
there are
720p days.
and counting of Final Fantasy, each with a unique world, plot, gameplay system, and cast of characters.
Yeah.
While they are all in the same franchise, each installment can serve as a player's first. In fact, the best way to connect with a Final Fantasy fan is to ask them, hey, which one was your first? And they will excitedly tell you.
Thanks, Sub. Welcome in.
Every fan has a
So,
different answer as to
funny story. Like this, like I said, this is my first YouTube video ever, and I knew that I wanted to try YouTube. So, I did watch some things from like Ryan, Night Sky Prince, and Final Fan TV and all that stuff, but I really went. I knew that I was doing something a little bit different from them because of this education component, right? It wasn't going to be news, and it wasn't going to be like daily updates and that sort of thing. So I was like, well, I really want to make it entertaining edutainment, right? And so I thank you, supportive. I appreciate you. So I watched like dozens of hours of Mr. Beast. I watched dozens of hours of Mr. Beast, and I tried to like listen to his cadence and all this stuff, and I just took notes, not on what he was doing, what he was saying, but how he was saying it. And that's what I really tried to emulate. And so you can see some of these like dramatic cuts and all this kind of stuff.
Powerful music, lovable characters.
And I'm trying to give it my own spin, but it's like definitely like these quick sort of things, you
To
know?
better understand, without getting too academic, I'd like to go over the ontology of Final Fantasy.
This was my favorite. It felt like Home Shopping Network, but it's straight from Final Fantasy 13 music.
Ontology is the study of being and existence. That is everything that exists.
And this is where I started to learn how to do little
The
graphical
ontology,
things.
categorized into
Oh, God.
properties and elements. Now, everything that exists has these two categories. But there's a big difference between what we call core elements of something and the properties of that thing. For
Exactly,
instance,
Sub.
A car is going to have broad elements that are amplified by its properties. Now, at its core, a car has wheels, but it has
Like
properties.
today, I would probably do a very different example, but like I wanted to do something that everybody was kind of like aware of. So like cars were a good one. But then I went back into, and this was also my first try at doing like any sort of
Final
like
Fantasy 16, Yoshi
bibliography,
asked
news
that
sort of
exact
thing.
question. And he said, you need to have the best story, you need to have the best graphics, you need to have the best battle system, you
interesting.
need to have a lot of content, and you
But then I'll tell you, the most watched part of this video always comes at the end when I talk about the basic foundation laid by Final Fantasy I and the review of all the Final Fantasy game themes. And like everything else was kind of interesting, but this is where it was like, okay, this is Prof's thesis on what a Final Fantasy is. And this is what a lot of people really cite me with.
At the end of the first Final Fantasy, the 4 player-controlled heroes face off against the big bad Chaos, only to discover they've done this countless times before and lost. This was due to
I'm gonna take
Chaos
off closed
calling an
caption.
11th hour audible, a last second of the game Hail Mary in which his evil associates, the 4 fiends, sent Chaos back in time 2,000 years, thus enacting a time loop. Thus, this whole story just has kept going on and on and on. That is until this time. This time, when you, the player, have taken control. This time, you follow Chaos back into the past and take him and the 4 fiends down, breaking the time loop forever. The iteration of the unending cycle you play is the final one. That is, it's the Final Fantasy. Look, I know, it's a little lame to say out loud, but hear me out. This element of a narrative where heroes break some oppressive, unending cycle is the key to determining whether a game is actually Final Fantasy or just shares properties with it. Here's the cycles broken in each one, ending the time loop of chaos, the end of imperial oppression, the end of darkness.
And this is the thing that
the
people
end of
really
hatred and rage through redemption and justice.
just commented a lot.
The end of nihilism and the inevitability of the void.
That
And
Final
the end
Fantasy
of
is the
oppression of
breaking of a
self,
cycle, and it
confronting
becomes the
nihilism
final
and
iteration
fascism,
of whatever that
meaning and
fantasy
purpose.
was.
Ending the oppression of the planet and restoring
good,
the cycle
sub.
of
I love that.
existence. Ending the succession of witches. Ending even more rampant nihilism. Ending an unjust religious cycle of sacrifice. Ending the continual resurgence of evil forces. The end of an endless cycle of war. The end of fate and predetermined destiny. The end of the cycle of despair. The end of a flawed legacy of kingship and cycle of divine war. The end of the legacy of the crystals. Each one of
Yep.
these installments is the end of a cycle that has oppressed their respective worlds, and you, the player, will put a stop to that cycle once and for all. As it says at the end of Final Fantasy I, you, the player, are the warrior of light. All this to say there are a lot of things that define what a Final Fantasy is, but just as no object can be solely defined by its properties, neither can Final Fantasy be solely defined by chocobos, moogles, or specific gameplay styles. And yes, it could even look like Call of Duty.
Thanks,
Sir.
Sub Air.
Its most basic level Final Fantasy is a game that
Could even look like
pushes
Call
boundaries
of Duty.
player
That was a
worship
shout out to my brother,
graphics,
everybody.
Sound and world design using familiar and beloved
My first
properties
viral
in a
tweet
narrative
was
that
when my
tells the
brother said
final iteration
about Final
of
Fantasy
some
16, this looks like Call of
oppressive
Duty. I'd
cycle.
play
Now,
that.
that's what I would argue a Final Fantasy is, but what do you think? What did I leave out? What didn't make sense? Am I full of it, or am I onto something here? Sound off in the
So it's just so interesting. Like I didn't think anything of that video. I was just like, I'm gonna put this out there. I think that it's kind of cool. It's gonna help my students in class again. And like people just went. They sent it to the ends of the internet, right? And so that was just such an interesting thing. And I mean, immediately, I mean that was my first 10K video. And even today, it still gets like views and stuff like that. All the time. And I think that's so interesting. And so I tried to do something similar with What Makes a Good Side Quest just a couple months later. It didn't get as great a reception, but I still use this a lot. And a lot of people really do listen to that. But then in January of this year, you guys, can you believe it? January of this year, I did the Final Fantasy VII lecture series, and this is where things really began to like pick up, right? And so you may remember like this series announcement. How do you make sense of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy? Do you grapple with its mysteries, embracing the newness amidst deviations from the beloved source material? Have you reckoned with the arbiters of fate and the merging of worlds, of villainous ambitions, of lost loves reunited and budding loves endangered? How do you make sense of it all? Or do you even try? I've tried to make sense of these mysteries for nearly 4 years, like many of you. And now, just before the release of the sequel, I'm ready to talk about some of these thoughts. So in this series, I'm going to share a few lenses from my areas of research. Research based in religious theology, spirituality, and myth that have helped me make some sense of this game. Now, these aren't answers, nor are they even theories. That's why I call them lenses, because they help us see things that we might not otherwise notice. And I believe that there's still a lot we've yet to see in this game. So buckle up, because this series is going to help you see everything differently. This is our Final Fantasy VII lecture series. Yeah, this song does it. This was the first, quote, lecture series I ever did. Like, I had done lecture plays, but this was the first lecture series I'd ever done. And it's crazy because it was in January of this year that it happened. I mean, insane. And David Vincent was right. I mean, it was like, look at that, January 2nd, 2024. It feels like so long ago, but I mean, that was it. And that also ended up being the opener for the Whispers video that is, you know, far and away my most popular video essay that I've done. I mean, it's just like nuts. But I got into this rhythm of like doing trailers and videos and all this kind of stuff. And like with each video, I got a little bit better. And I guess part of why I'm sharing this with you is because like I wanted you to know that it was like a learning curve from the beginning. Like, yeah, it was nuts. So the Saphira ripped. This was the last in the lecture series. I'm really proud of this one. It didn't. It is a heady topic, and not everybody really vibes with it. But that's okay, because like I wanted to do something that I thought was pretty definitive regarding Kabbalah and the Sephirot tree. This is. Oh yeah, the hardest part of getting better is that you wish you could remake your older videos. But I don't really regret anything that I've done in these videos because like it's because of these videos that I was able to do my later videos. And so like let me show you the hardest part of this particular video. Okay? It was when I was describing the 10 Sephirot at the bottom. Let's go through each one. Because this is starting at the top, we have Keter, which means crown, though it shouldn't really be thought of as king or royalty or anything like that. Instead, this is the initiation point of will or desire for creation. You might refer to a conscious preference or providence. Though the tree of life and the Sephira are repeated endlessly, at the topmost part of the greatest one, I would place the providence of the divine. In this case, the life stream, as all the Sephira flow from it. Knowing all things, having intention for all things, this is the origination point for regulating all things. And this is the exact point that Sephiroth wants to take for himself. So keep that in mind. Now this is the beginning point for what will emerge at the bottom, which will be the recipient of all these attributes. Yeah, there was a version of this video the product of creation that didn't have that it didn't have this on the side, but I would argue that two Malkut parallels of interest would be both Cloud and the planet or the world itself. Now it's important to think of these two entities as we go through the music this because these are what's at stake. Cloud and the planet are this was a fun one to do, being remade in a lot of ways. So with that, let's return to the top. And I'll show you the reason why I chose this particular thing. These are two necessary ways of looking at the mind of the higher faculties. Hakma is the associative right brain. Y'all, the amount of hours that I spent like learning how to pronounce and quickly go through some of these things. I mean, oh my gosh. Bina, meanwhile, is the analytical decisive mind. It's the left brain, the understanding characteristic of the divine. This is the decision maker, and Bina directs wisdom into practical knowledge. Now think of both of these as the Cetra or the Ancients. They contain both wisdom and understanding. This is big. Like, sometimes people ask me, why do you choose the music you do? I liked the movements in this particular song because it kept this mundane stuff interesting. Because there's all of these leitmotifs and motifs throughout the entire song that I was like, okay, I want to move into this, I want to move into this, and this keeps it fresh. Because if it was just like an overworld song on loop, like it's going to lose some of that because I don't want people to fall into a lull. And that was the biggest thing for me. Standing of the planet, so you can kind of listen to this. It escalates into some of Zach's themes, just like the hidden attributes of the divine are. Now these two come together into a blueprint called the Dot, or knowledge. Wisdom and understanding merge to form a sort of practical blueprint. The best example in Final Fantasy VII are the various groups that exist in the game. Avalanche is a Dot. Shinra is a Dot. The Shinobi, the Gi, all of these groups offer an ideological blueprint for how they will exist in the world based on their interpretation. This was one of the hardest things I've done in the video. I mean, genuinely. Next, we have the extremes of Chesed and Gevura, oftentimes referred to as the thing that people most remember this one for destruction. is the
We have
portion
more
that
restricted
we'll
laser
kinda go
focus on
forward.
the inch line. It's with their respective goals, or even red or notes that exist within. With it, we have the attribute of endurance or perseverance. It's the unyielding hesed or flow. It embodies the refusal to give up, the refusal to end. And it appropriately is called Netzach.
Oh man,
Netzach implies two
Big
Hebrew
shout out to
words,
Blitz for that.
Nitzahon, which is victory over our fears, and Nitzkiot, which is eternity. This combines into a common name, Zachariah or Zachary, which means God remembers. Now this absolutely corresponds with the similarly named Zach Fair, whose legacy and importance to both Cloud and the live stream endures beyond his life, right? Now here's where it gets really interesting. In between these
then
extremes
this
of
part is
severity
where
on
people,
one
like,
side and mercy on
really,
the other
really
is a central
like
sephirot
this.
for beauty, sometimes called balance or harmony. Now, this emanation of the divine is the perfect combination between limit and flow, and is considered the central, necessary characteristic for creation and restoration of whatever has been lost. Are you ready? It's called Tiferet, or Tifereth, or Tiferes. Pretty interesting, right? It's the embodiment of beauty and compromise, and I do not think it is coincidental that Tifa and Aerith are the two core elements for bringing Tikkun-style restoration.
So you can kind of see where I was going. The only other thing that I just really loved about this one was the use of the Genova theme at the end. Oh my gosh. It's like my favorite part of anything I've ever done. And this was tough to make too.
Aerith saving the planet.
I'll show you this and
And
then
Sephiroth will fight both sides of this.
this
But
part right here when
it's
the
even
music
bigger
picks
than
up.
this. Every character that can defy destiny is his concern, so he will stop at nothing to take each one of them down one by one.
I loved this part so much. Watch that, it's so good.
Because each contributes to some attribute of Cloud's rehabilitation, this is how he will break Cloud, inflicting pain, distorting memory, calling everything about Cloud's identity into question because he cannot win against a fully formed, self-actualized Cloud. Likewise, he must be vanquished within the live stream itself, since he will simply be reborn again and again as he evades absorption into its flow. Whether by his own insistence or Genova's power, he's done it before and he will do it again and again. So in order to fully vanquish Sephiroth once and for all, he must be eliminated on both fronts, in time and in eternity. Which brings us to the central conflict that many have. Many ask if a remake is a sequel or a full reimagining of the original. Well, here I'd like to explain that I'm of the mindset that Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't have to be a sequel. Instead, like every Final Fantasy before it, it's a cycle. In the first video I ever made,
There you
I
go.
said that
A little
the
bit of a
core element that makes a
retrospective here.
Final Fantasy story uniquely Final Fantasy is breaking the cycle, be it a cycle of oppression or kingship or something else. But in Final Fantasy VII, it's always been about breaking and restoring the natural cycle of the planet, and in Remake, this is exactly what's happening again. 7 tells the story of how a party who defies destiny confronts a villain who manipulates the reincarnational cycle of the planet for his own ends. A cycle that was alluded to in the original but is fully explained in Remake. A cycle that would neither nullify nor necessitate inclusion of the original game, but nonetheless, a cycle that has continued repeatedly. A cycle of existence that Sephiroth has manipulated before and will simply keep manipulating unless Aerith and Zack's party and Cloud and Tifa's party break the cycle once and for all.
What's interesting is like so much of this like still kind of fits a bit after Rebirth.
Well, there you have it. The Final Fantasy VII lecture series comes to an end.
Just like it's so cool to kind of go back and watch some of this stuff now and to realize. And that was like the end of January or middle of February, I guess, when all of this kind of came out. Just nuts, right? And yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you, like, I'm currently sitting on at least 3, more like 5 videos regarding Rebirth. And you're going to start getting those soon toward the end of this lecture series. Right now, you're just getting a ton of interviews and stuff, and this is what we call the literature review, right? And we're going to start getting the project stuff moving forward. But all of this stuff is really kind of leaned into this. I mean, and so, guys, I want you to, like, remember one key thing here. When we started this tonight, I was showing you videos that got 3 views and 12 views and like nothing, like all this stuff. And then just looking at the things that have happened in the last month, you look at all these things. We've got the lecture series, 45K views, 2K views, 2.6, 25, 37, 28. I mean, it's just been an insane time of growth. And this is why this is where I kind of want to shift gears for a minute, because ultimately the reason that I do this is not tonight is not to say to you like, oh, hey, look how awesome I am, or anything like that. Y'all, I don't know why people watch this. Like, I have an idea, but it's just absolutely insane to watch how all of this has kind of come down here. But the reason that I share this for you is because I know a lot of you want to be creators, and I know a lot of you that watch this channel and watch the VODs and stuff. You're on your own content creator journey. And what I would say to you tonight is, do not worry about the process, because it is a process. And every one of the videos that you put out, every stream, just try to learn something new. That's all there is to it. Learn something new from it and implement it in the next video. My lights sucked back in the day. My camera angle, all that stuff, I didn't know what I was doing. I think it was Sub or somebody that said, hey, I think you're outputting in 720p. And I fixed it after that when I figured out how to do it. But also, like, I just try to make things that are interesting to me, and sometimes they're interesting to others, but like, there's not a thing that I'm like embarrassed about, you know? Like, I like all the things that I've put out. And this particular channel, if there is anything good about it, I want you to know it's not just me, but it's good because you are great. And like, this has been a community thing. Today we have, you know, yeah, it's cool to have like a theme song Husky by the Geek has made. It's cool to have these numbers of people that are watching and subbing and all that stuff. But the coolest thing to me is what happens here in the comment sections and in the chat here, because it's that connection. Whether you are somebody that is a viewer, a supporter, an RA, whatever it is, like this community, this channel is amazing. And so one thing that we wanted to do tonight, or that y'all have done tonight, is you wanted to share with me some gifts that you had for me. And so I've got here some letters and some other things that I'm just going to read and share on stream and on camera. Now, one that I've got to say, I received this a while back, and so I didn't get to react to it. Well, I did kind of react to it on video, but not on stream. Jedi, Sarah, you sent me a painting of Noctis with a very sweet note, just telling me how much this content has meant to you. And so thank you for that. That's hanging up in my office at the University of Alabama, and students were like, "Oh, tell me about that." It's just a really cool conversation piece. So thank you for that. So I wanted to mention that tonight. So that's really good. It's also just really cool that any of you would ever be like, "Hey, we want to give you something for this stuff." So this first one that I've opened is a letter from Amy Cloud Angel. And so I wanted to share a little bit of this. This is so cute. We have stamps that are Luna and Tifa and Aerith. And is that Yuffie in the background? Luna and Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie. And then we've got Jill as a stamp over on this one. This is really sweet. So I'm going to open these up. And I'm assuming it's okay for me to answer this on stream. So, yeah. So here's what it says. Professor Noctis, congratulations on your Twitch anniversary and your recent YouTube milestones. I feel blessed as a member and RA of your community. We've learned a lot from each other in your teachings. Finding your channel reignited my love of analysis and themes in video games and looking at them through different lenses. I look forward to each stream. It gives me something to do for myself, my education, my friends, and my faith. The Chaos Rats are like a mini family in a larger stream family. That's sweet. I wish you all the best as you teach your Final Fantasy XVI class. May they learn to appreciate the story and characters like we did. God bless, Amy Cloud Angel. That is so sweet. Thank you so much, Amy. And then you drew me. Oh, this is great. You've got, it almost looks like the shorts. So you drew me the crystal and my logo. I love that. Oh, that's so cool. That means the world to me. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to put that in my office. That's sweet. Thank you so much for that. Oh, y'all, you're too sweet. You're too sweet. I do. Gosh, it just means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to show a couple of other things that are coming through here. Let me bounce over here real quick. And we're going to go... I have something from the 15th. It's called the 15th Engineer Final from Smith. And so we're going to read this. And let me pull it up on our screen. So this comes from Smithianum. I always wonder if I'm saying that right, Smith. I always do. But here's what it says. Happy Streamiversary. What follows is a short story from the perspective of one of Final Fantasy's most inconsistently consistent characters. It was initially conceived as a reflection set in Final Fantasy VI. However, you, this community, and this celebration inspired me to broaden it. Needless to say, spoilers abound. Thank you for all you do and for helping revivify the gamer and academic I feared had been lost forever. May you always walk tall and rock on. I love that. And wheresoever you should go, may the line of Lucis go with you. That's sweet. Thank you, Smith. I appreciate that. So, the 15th Engineer. I'll read it. You want me to voice act it? Like my dwarven voice? Well, what do you know? The kid did it. Well, not a kid anymore, eh, Noctis? In fact, if the sun's out, I reckon you're not much of anything anymore. You sure showed me some moxie, like I always hoped you would. Your dad, too. The Noctis I drove across the water was a far cry from the slack-jawed kid who showed up in my garage in his daddy's car. I can still picture you there, blank-faced, slouching in your boots like a stiff wind would blow you right over. Good dialect there. And having no idea of the work I had in store for you. Part of me even wanted to tear that tear out that mop you called hair. Heh. I told you then that you'd have a long way to go, but damned if you didn't go and walk every bit of it. You can rest easy now, Reggie. It took some doing, but your boys done you proud. Long live the damn king. I hear, Sid. I hear. Oh, my aching back. Can't seem to get it comfortable anymore. My body ain't taking kindly to the idea of moving around. Some things never change, not that it's gonna be a problem much longer. It's a shame, really. The dawn finally breaks, and all I want to do is close my eyes. Yep, I reckon I'm not long for this bright new world. Oh my gosh, is Sid gonna die? I'm so sad. Gotta say, though, this sure was a long one. Usually wake up just in time to see the world end or something. I mean, there was that one with the kids and the witches and time going all wonky. That one went on for a bit. Not that I was much good for anything except watching them grow up and then throwing them to the wolves. And who the hell knows what was going on with the last one. On again, off again, worlds up, worlds down, still a mess in my head. Doesn't feel like it ever stopped. But 25 years, I think I'm ready for a break. There I go, settling into my 60s, garage and granddaughter in tow, and that damn crystal had to go off, one in the Citadel, one in my hand, Saronic. Reggie finds what his son's job is going to be, and I find out what my job always was. That was probably when I first started to feel the wind go out of my sails. Hard to find out you're some multi-dimensional coordinator when you're at the tail end of a disjointed life. Okay, so this is all the sins? This is kind of cool. Okay, I like this. Had to keep going through the motions for a bit, though. Wasn't going to hand over the reins to an 11-year-old, no matter how much promise she showed. Don't know how I kept up the act all those years without spilling the beans to her. Was tempted a couple times, but some things are just better off not saying, even if it hurts like hell. Oh, that's a good callback to his line. Getting that hammer back from Reggie, though, that lit a fire under me. The hell was he thinking, scribbling that nonsense all over? Probably knew what my reaction would be. Jackass. He was right, though. Just part of the gig. I never give up. Never. Damn shame I couldn't get in there to see Reggie one last time before it all went to hell. Now him, I was going to tell everything. The Lufane, the other worlds, the Light Warrior cycle, all of it. Felt like I owed it to him at that point. So I so wanted to get in there. Even picked my shot and demanded it over the phone. But the phone call had to be enough. And that ain't something you say over the phone. Just as well, not like any of it could have helped his boy, and at the end of the day, that's all he cared about. Reggie tried to move heaven and earth for that boy, literally. Hell, it's probably the only thing that got him to call me. Ain't nothing brings people back together like knowing what you're about to lose. I can still hear his last words to me over the phone. Put him on the path. I couldn't even tell him I couldn't even tell him I knew what he meant. Just had to tell him not to worry about it. I guess you know it all now, though. I hope I at least did right by you, my friend, my brother. Well, if I'm so set on running, I suppose I'd best be off. Cindy's probably gonna take her, Cindy's probably gonna be on her way here now the sun's up. I wish she wouldn't. She ain't gonna make it in time. No need for her to see this. Poor girl's seen enough. Huh. Girl. She's a full-blown woman. Has been for a long time. I got nothing to worry about there. She done made me proud 100 times over. Wouldn't want to make my grand exit remembering anything less than a big old smile on her face. Besides, never could manage a decent goodbye. Even now, look at me. All those years I spent staying away from the cramp and clutter of Crown City, just to end up spending my last days in a sea of people and buildings and big city lights anyway. Guess a guy like me really can't choose how he goes out. Tried the once. Turns out I couldn't even blow myself up right. Oh, next time it'll be different though. And that's what I keep telling myself anyway. I've been a lot of things to all y'all. A king, a cook, a bookworm, even been the bad guy a couple times. More often than not, just a stupid old man. I ain't never been the man though. Maybe that ain't for guys like me. Still, if I could send a dream out into the universe, it's happened before. All right, you damn sky pirates, time to fly. That's a sweet ode to Sid. That's really, really interesting. That's cool. Like, I like the idea. Thank you so much for writing that and for sharing it with us. That's really cool. I like it because it really does give this really interesting flair of what if Sid is the same across all of them. Right? That's cool. That's a really cool thing. I like that a lot. That's sweet. That's sweet. Okay, so we've got a couple of other things here. So thank you for that. We've got this one called The Chosen King. I'm not sure. Oh, look at this beautiful picture. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Smith, that was perfect. Look at this. And this is from, who is this from? Let me check. This one is R.E. Graham. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to. Okay. Oh, from Goddess. Okay. Oh my gosh, Goddess, you did such a beautiful job with this. I love this. Oh my gosh. Tell us about it. What did you... Yeah, how did you make this? What inspired you to do this one? This is so cool. This is so pretty. I love the flare on the ring here. That's so cool there. That's neat. And then the sword. I love the red in Noctis's eyes. Yeah, this is Goddess. Oh, that's so cool, Goddess. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I need to make a ProfNoctis scrapbook and just keep all these things in there. I think I'll do that. That's cool. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh my gosh, that's so good. The detail on like these curtains over here, or like not the curtains, it kind of the accoutrements that flow from the throne. That looks beautiful. Thank you so much for this. God, what a cool blessing. That's great. I freaking love that. That's so good. That's so good. Thank you. Y'all really are talented. This is such a talented community. Okay, so last one, it says watch last. So we're gonna watch this here. But Smith, gosh, thank you so much for that story. Amy for the sweet letter and the drawing. Thank you for the painting, the art. I love it. And so then, oh yeah, let me read this here. Watch the throne room scene because it's one of your favorites, and you made alterations to the original reference, so it was uniquely yours. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I love that. I love that so much. That's great. I enjoyed seeing the few with you said, oh, works in progress. Yeah. Okay, so let's watch this one. It looks like it's a movie, so I'm gonna load it up. Whoa, hello. Let's stop right there. And so, bloopers and funny moments. Oh my gosh, we love a good blooper. Oh, this is amazing. Let me make sure I've got it in. Let me make sure I can. There we go. Bloopers and funny moments. Gosh, this is just like on The Bachelor, you guys. I am so ready for this. I'll turn it down a little bit. Yeah. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, let's watch the blooper reel together. And you made this, Jedi? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That's so cool. Whoa, not what I meant to do. I need oh gosh, what am I doing? Bring this down. This is me being professional again, everybody. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's perfect. Well, close enough to perfect. There we go. Now it's perfect. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's watch. Hey, Prof. Myself and a few others gathered some of our favorite clips from your videos. Oh my gosh, stop. Thanks, Saint. This doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. All the funny moments that occur each week. We hope you find it just as fun to watch as you find it fun to watch. Oh my gosh. So let's mosey. Bloopers, funny moments. Oh my god, I'm ready. So, somebody had a pretty good idea for me to do the squat mini game while I do the squats. Now, I don't know how this is going to go, everybody, but we're going to try it, okay? You live for these moments? Okay. This is it. Okay, look at that pixelation. Let me do a practice squat. Oh, there's down. Hang on, let me go 1080p here. Sorry, I was watching that in way under. There we go. Does this count as a thirst trap? Only if I wear a singlet, and we're not doing that. So. With a squat off. Let's see what you've got.
You ready to do this?
I was born ready. Oh my gosh, I remember this night. Oh my gosh, you guys. That's pretty low. Let me turn it up a little bit. He fell.
I knew you could do it.
Not bad at all.
Oh gosh. Oh god. There we go. We're good. This is amazing. I had forgotten about this. Like I hadn't thought about this in months.
Let's go faster.
Oh my gosh. It was very difficult, but also.
Okay, we got this. Look at this.
This was the highest score I ever got. Oh my gosh.
Destroying Ronnie. We've got this.
Thank you, lady.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Lady
we got
Experiment.
this.
Appreciate you.
Oh, Ronnie, you suck. Get on my level, Ronnie. Get on my level, Ronnie. What is up, Ronnie? Oh my gosh, is this a flawless victory? Oh my gosh. 5 seconds. Let's go. Oh
It was
my
a
gosh,
flawless
let's
victory.
freaking go. We did it, baby. We did it.
And then I dance. Oh my gosh.
Me and Cloud, baby. Me and Cloud.
Me and Cloud, baby.
Trash talk the next guy.
Oh, somebody dared
He
me.
did the squat.
Somebody dared me to do
And some jump squats.
hard
Yeah,
mode.
girl.
dance.
Okay, are we going hard mode? Are we going hard mode, everybody? Hey, nice. Fastest. You did the workout. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, games before games, everybody. We got this. We got this. Shall we challenge Jules, everybody? Now, man, beating him would be tough. Okay. Let me move the chair again.
Oh my gosh.
Now, it's important to know, everybody, I did real squat day with weights on my back earlier today. So these, I mean, my legs are like, hey, excuses are for quitters, right? So players make plays, not excuses. And I'm going to be a player. So let's do this. Not like Cloud with Tifa and Aerith, though. I'm going to be like a good player. 40 reps to beat Jules. Oh my gosh.
What?
33. One.
Did I call Cloud a play? Oh my gosh, I'm going for it. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go. I'm breathing hard.
Look at me go.
Come on.
39, baby. I'm wiping the floor with Jules.
Let's go. Come on.
Every time he stayed down, I did
Oh, I'm
too.
about to fall. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Look at me freaking
Let's
go.
We feel the burn. Let's go. Come on, hit it. Come on, Cloud. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Let's freaking go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Let's freaking go. I am freaking wild. Oh, my God. Suck it, Jules.
Look at Jules.
Oh my gosh, that was freaking hype, you guys. We didn't miss a single one. Yes.
There was something about that rhythm that was just
It's
so
insane.
good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dead. I'm dead. We still want that Rogue sponsorship.
That was hype. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
You
sit-up
guys,
minigames?
That was the freaking best. That was so good. Chat, can you give me like 30 seconds so I can go get some water? I'm going to be right back. I'm going to be right back. Okay.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, I'm Elko.
Elton John.
Oh, yeah, I can't believe you got
I
these.
tried to do Evan and welcome. Elcom.
Well, I'm Elton John.
Hi everybody, welcome to the ProfNoctis Show. It's a show with two guys who haven't realized that they should give up.
Strugglers.
The black and white combo a shot, you totally understand what I'm talking about. And you'd like pink with red if you tried it. What we need is a pair of models to dress up and settle this once and for all.
Fashion show at lunch. Wait. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Is this a shipping war? Over here, red and pink and black and white?
That's the way to go.
Are they talking about...
Like pink. A classic black and white combination never goes out of fashion.
Oh my god!
Red are like the go-to cute color.
They're talking about Aerith and Tifa! They're talking about Aerith and Tifa! I had no idea! Red and pink are the way to go. Black and white are the way to go. Oh my god! Thank you, Name Red Eye Piss.
Thank you,
Spider-Man backwards.
Thank you, Namred I Piss. Tears.
No! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna
This was
die.
ever price. Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, it makes sense. Spider-Man backwards. Listen, I'm just playing my game over here and then... Sorry. I was trying to be genuine. I don't even remember what you said.
Y'all are
What
so
was it?
sweet.
Wedge voice is spot on. Ah, that's right. I said... I said, thank you, Namred I Piss. Listen, I was sincere. That was a very nice thing you said. But had no idea. that it was Spider-Man backward. I had forgotten about that clip. That's so funny. I had
my
no
God.
idea. I had no. Thank you, Namrud. Thank you, Namrud. I was dead. I was like, it didn't occur to me that was Spider-Man backwards. Ugh, I gotta get back.
Hey everyone, I'm Evan, and welcome to another episode of the ProfNoctis Show. This week we have the amazing Jesse Cox.
And Wade, aka Professor Noctis, and I'm so excited for you to hear this interview. We had a great time recording this one.
Your microphone cut out. It's not going to have recorded. I'm sorry. It's because you were excited and it clipped. It popped out.
Oh,
Just
okay.
your name
I'm
didn't
doing
come
my
through. That's all. No big deal. I just wanted to stop you before.
Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Evan, and welcome
good
to
behind the
another
scenes for you
episode of the
guys.
ProfNoctis Show. Hey everyone. Did somebody come in your room?
A dog bark.
Ghost.
Whispers. Whispers. Daisy.
Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Evan, and welcome to another episode of the ProfNoctis Show. This week we have the amazing Jesse Cox. Tell us about it, Wade.
Yeah. I was ready to say it.
I wasn't supposed to do it.
That was the most
All right,
horse face I've ever.
Hey everyone, I'm Evan, and welcome to another episode of the ProfNoctis Show. This week we have the amazing Jesse Cox.
And I'm Wade, aka Professor Noctis, and you're going to love this interview. For the first hour, we are talking about Jesse's origin story. So if you're a content creator, you're really going to love that. And even if you're not, you're going to hear a lot of stories about his past and things that you can do in your own life just to incorporate some of that stuff. Hour 2 is where we get into theories, understanding Rebirth. So you're definitely going to want to get into some of that stuff. So excited that you're here. We're going to have a great episode. And with that, let's mosey. Nailed it. This is so excellent right now. Just 1 second, everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to get Evan set up so he can also see this. You'd think that I would have done
Whoa, I'm
this.
so stupid. Hello! It's me!
This is recent.
I feel like Master Hand from Smash Brothers.
Oh, look, we can do this. Oh. High five. High five. No, other one.
Hold on.
Other one. This one. The other one.
I just can't. It's. I'm a mirror of a
ready?
mirror of. I'm only.
There it is. A mirror of a mirror.
It is because I'm watching
No, I
myself
see
delayed
it.
reflected on
I
your stream, delayed
see
reflected.
it.
It's great. That was a real Sistine Chapel moment where
That
it was like
beautiful, actually.
Adam
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Right
So
now.
grateful.
So, I'm gonna.
Oh, whenever you're ready.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of.
You clipped. You guys start over. Go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Prof Weekly. I am Wade, aka Professor Noctis, and with me is Evan. Evan, what do we have on the show today?
Today on the show, find out what Wade's favorite Bath and Body Works candle is and why he didn't ride the bus growing up.
With that, let's dive in.
Cool with that, or do you want to do another take?
I
I think we can make it a little tighter. Let's just
I think we
give me
can.
one more take in this run and we'll be good. All right.
You got it.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Prof Weekly Show. I am Wade,
I love
aka
that y'all
Professor
put this
Noctis, and I
behind the
am with
scenes.
Evan. Evan, what is happening on the show today?
Today we're going to find out Wade's favorite Bath and Body Works candle and maybe why he didn't ride the bus as a child.
With that, let's dive into it. Totally forgot. I was
All right, we'll do
forgot
one-
it.
we'll do one more take.
Freaking
We'll do one more take.
forgot. Blah.
I think we can go faster. What are we saying
I
that we
think we
don't
can.
need to say?
I know. I'm pausing too much.
Hey everybody, welcome to
need
the
to
ProfNoctis
zip.
Weekly Show. I'm Wade, and then I'll say, and I'm Evan. In this episode, we're going to find out those things.
Those things. Yes. Door. Okay. Here we go. Last chance. Who do you think it's gonna be? Who do you think it's gonna be? 3, 2, 1. Tifa! Tifa!
Doze off?
What?
Those pillow marks say different.
Yeah, you got me.
What?
Anyway, wanna broaden your
I was
artistic
so
horizons?
surprised
Love
to get
this
Tifa here.
And I
Tifa!
got tickets.
Sure,
After that, we could ride the sky wheel.
I'm down for that.
Cool.
Y'all, I am so surprised. I was fully expecting Aerith. Let's get your death counts up, okay? Let's get your death counts. How many deaths do you think I'm going to experience tonight? If you get it right, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you props, but you'll say 7 again. Final Fantasy 7. Fastest says 3. Lady of the Rings with 2. Crazy Doc 2. Jedi, you're saying 5.
It was
I love
Frozen.
it. None of you are like, you're not dying 0 times. That's impossible. Chrono Drifter, you're like first one. Wiley, you're like 1 shot 2. I love that. Let's find out. But either way, we are going to crank up the music. You're going to hear me scream a little bit because this is a scary fight. If you need the music raised,
This is recent. This is a good
let's
recent.
fight the snake, baby. Slithery snake.
Slithery snake.
Death counter is at the ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1. That would have been much better if I wasn't in photo mode. Now, 1.
Get those over the Kermit accent.
Not the
or if
lies
you
of
like
P
the
strings.
The comments are lol Evan please and God Evan lol.
The screaming. Oh, I hated this fight.
It's both really. That sums up my personality for sure. You got this? Poise.
No!
Poise.
Ah! Poise.
Sorry we're late.
For the love of... Where the hell have you two been?
On a date. Kind of.
What?
Well, that was the last one. At least till things calm down. Got that?
I love it.
Let's move.
I just
when
get
Red
so
nods
tickled.
his head. Chat, when that happens in my intro, I laugh every time. Like in that intro
Take
alone,
that,
I'm just
Astrobot.
like, this is the greatest game I've ever played in my life.
Take that,
Like-
Astrobot. Oh, it's getting choppy. It's getting choppy, I think.
If Astrobot doesn't have Red 13 nodding his head,
No.
sorry. Not game of the year. Sorry about it.
Oh, that's loud. Let me turn that down for you.
From all of us in your community, thank you. Oh, you guys. Thank you. Thank you all. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was so sweet. That was so sweet. So funny. Oh my gosh. Well, Sarah, Jedi, thank you so much for sharing that and for putting that together. Everybody, thank you so much for contributing and for sending me these things. And no biting the controller. I mean, that's a classic staple for me. You know, I gotta always bite the controller. That's what I do. So, everybody, I cannot thank you enough. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a fun trip down memory lane, going to some of my earliest things. This has been really fun. But it has also made me like super grateful too, because like I'm remembering those earliest days, and now people to laugh with, people to talk with. You guys have just been amazing. So, absolutely amazing. Amazing work from all these talented people. Seriously, and like that's what makes this fun. That's what makes this fun. I brag on you guys all the time. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here with me. I am going to bed. I have been up for way too long for the last 3 days. Evan, good to see you. It's been so long. Evan and I spent the weekend together, and we went to the Bama game yesterday. Those were fun clips as well. Well, everybody, on a serious note, let me tell you this. I'm just so grateful to all of you for the things that you do to make this channel great. I'm grateful that you hop in here every Tuesday and Thursday, and apparently even on Sundays. I'm just really grateful. And what I can say is that we've got more coming. Tomorrow you're going to get the interview with Jesse Cox. We've got 2 great streams Tuesday and Thursday. This has just been a really, really cool time to start us out. And here's to 3 more years. Lunchbox, we can't thank you enough. Oh, bless you. I can't thank you enough. You've made this a year I'm glad to be a part of. There aren't enough words. Lunch, thank you. Thank you. And Lunch, like, let me say this, like, just the way that you've kind of grown into this channel and just continue to give and learn stuff. I really appreciate the personal growth and the collaborations and stuff. So thank you for that. And everybody, I mean, I've got stories for all of you. So it's been really cool. But thank you for making this night special. It's been really, really cool. You're welcome. Thank you for making this channel. It's been awesome besides the bad bumps. Fair. We're so grateful for you. Oh, thank you. Oh, y'all are being so sweet. Have a great night, Prof. Evan, all y'all. Thanks, everyone. Oh, man. Thank you all. Well, everybody, thank you. And we'll see you on Tuesday and in comment sections and all around. Have a great week. And until next time, walk tall, my friends. We'll see you soon. Bye. Good night.